Oh, hey, that's good. She comes with Streaky as a feature. No. Streaky. With an E, not an ing. Here's your look at the McFarlane toys. This is the DC Multiverse Powergirl Reborn. Powergirl. Kara Zor-El escaped Krypton and gained astounding abilities under Earth-2's yellow sun. Adopted by Clark Kent and Lois Lane, she was coached by Superman, her cousin Kal-El, and yearned to become a superhero. When Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman died after Earth-2 was invaded by Apocalypse, Kara and her friend Robin were rejected from their universe. On Prime Earth, Kara rebranded herself as technology entrepreneur Karen Starr, building a company dedicated to bridging dimensions. As Powergirl, she covertly secured funds and confiscated useful technologies in a bid to return to Earth 2. Clark has a cousin, and his cousin has a cat. Before, though, we actually look at Streaky the cat, let's take the tape measure and see how tall the Powergirl Reborn Powergirl stands. A very hard to find figure now, and even when you find her, she's going for some pretty stupid money online. I ended up actually ordering this one or buying this one through the Facebook selling group for around $70, and even then, I think I was getting a deal. As for the height of Kara, if we look at the tape measure, she's going to be standing at about 7¼ inches in height, more even closer to 7½ inches in height. That translates, though, to a figure that's 19 centimeters tall. As for her cousin, here's what the figure looks like with the Action Comics Superman. Yes, you can see that Powergirl is quite considerably taller than her cousin. I feel like maybe the height should have been a little bit shorter, even make a Superman taller. I know Kara's a pretty tall character, but I don't feel like she should be the height that she is right now. Luckily, though, she is still smaller enough when you compare her along with, say, the likes of Darkseid. And, I don't have a lot of Power Girls in my collection, but still one of my favorite Power Girls that still has remained in my collection happened to be the DC Direct one we got from the Infinite Crisis line. In fact, actually, they come included with an Infinite Crisis display stand. I mean, obviously, you would never have the two displayed on the shelf, but even if you did, Kara is quite considerably taller than the DC Direct days. Obviously, the days of DC Direct are gone, and with new figures from McFarlane and his team, we get not only brand new accessories, but we also get display stands and trading cards. Backing that obviously just a bit, though, the figure does come included with a DC logoed stand, and because this is part of the McFarlane Collector's Edition line, the DC branding down below gets branded now in silver. Still has the peg off to the far corner, so it's really no different at all from a regular DC display stand, and of course it can plug into either one of Kara's boots. The figure does also come included with a really nice looking trading card. I feel like maybe her head might be a little bit small. I mean, again, when you're comparing with the proportions of the rest of her body, maybe like the head does seem like it's kind of surprisingly small. You got the McFarlane Collector's Edition font logo down the side there, and obviously if you flip it around to the back, we have still the same face. Powergirl Reborn, real name is Kara Zor-El or Karen Starr, and if you feel like that's a very long read, too long of a read for you to pause and read it yourself, don't worry, I've already done it for you. Let's go ahead and put the trading card away. I'm going to definitely store this in my trading card sheets. That's one of the nicest looking cards we've gotten recently. The figure does, like I said, already come included with her cats. Streaky, the Wonder Cat. First of all, this thing's adorable. I love the face that they've sculpted on it. The paint looks nice. I mean, even looks like the cat is smiling. I think it's also a clever touch, too, that they decided to give Streaky a fabric cape. I mean, this could easily have been so... I don't want to say phoned in. Phoned in sort of applies that the company just doesn't care. But they could have so easily molded a plastic cape on Streaky, but they decided instead, little seamstresses, tiny seamstresses, would have made and crafted this cape. It even has the Supergirl logo, or the emblem of L, printed there on the top. If you actually move the cape out of the way, you can see that Streaky has lightning bolts on either side of the figure's body. There's no posability at all for Streaky. I don't think I would expect to have a cat this size to have any bit of posability, but the fact that we get ourselves even this discussion happening back and forth with you and me, the fact that Streaky comes included, it's a nice touch. What is also a nice touch, too, is that she also comes included with some swappable hands. Now, she already has these gestured hands, which I had her pose sort of on the sides of her waist. I'll show you guys how that works. She also has the options available of having closed fists. You can go that route instead. Or she also has gripping hands. Although with the gripping hands, it sort of leaves an implied idea that the figure should also have come included with other accessories. She has, for the record, no other accessories than the ones we've already discussed. As mentioned, though, I mean, what you can do with the hands that she has, I mean, you can have them as just sort of gestured hands, like she's like saying, hey, stay away from me, you creep. Or you can also take these hands, and they fit quite comfortably on the sides of her waist, just like that. I think probably for me, displaying Powergirl on the shelf will be the option that you're seeing right now. Boy, that looks nice. Looks really nice. What is also nice, too, is that, like Streaky, she does come included with a fabric cape. Seems more the trend now when we come with moving figures moving forward. It seems like McFarlane Toys seem to want to really release all their figures now with cloth capes. I know initially I kind of thought to myself, plastic capes, just because I grew up with always having plastic capes on my figures. I mean, I'm not even counting like the Kenner days of like superpowers, but like DC Multiverse figures, DC Universe figures always really had plastic capes. I gotta say though, fabric capes are so much nicer. I mean, it gives, first of all, a little bit more look and realism to this, and also too, by incorporating a wire built-in frame, you can also manipulate the cape. You could never do this at all with plastic. So of course you can also bring the cape up like this, so it sort of looks like she's kind of having the wind blowing up back at her. I really think that's cool, and I love that we actually are getting fabric capes with figures. Now, for certainly when it comes to the figure's face, even though the figure is a little bit more expensive, I would say it's well worth at least the price that I paid for her. Now, she has started to skyrocket, not nearly as the level of the DC Multiverse Wonder Woman, which I just went just on a hunch, just wondering if the price had maybe dropped on her. Checked to eBay only to find that the DC Multiverse Wonder Woman was now selling for around $200 to $240. This guy is not spending $200 to $240 to get a Wonder Woman. Luckily, though, the price of Powergirl, while still being high, it isn't at that price yet where you have to start to decide whether you need to be eating for the month. The head sculpt looks quite good, though, for Powergirl. Now, there is also a variant of her as well. I'm not even sure. I don't know if I really need to venture out to get the variant when really all I really want on the Powergirl is just to have the classic outfit. The actual shoulder pad, one thing that's cool is that it's a separate piece. So when it comes to actually moving her arm, that we'll talk more about in a moment, this shoulder pad isn't going to get in the way like my hand just did. It's not going to get in the way of moving the figure's arms around. The head sculpt, look, like I said, head sculpt is not bad at all. I mean, there's nothing really I would have changed necessarily to it. Giving her like a smile. She almost has like a suggested smile, almost like she's kind of looking at you thinking, I wouldn't even bother. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Don't come near me. Again, when it comes to her outfit, I know obviously Powergirl, there's some debate, of course, whether like maybe it's too suggestive of an outfit. I mean, here at least though, I mean, unlike the DC Direct, which I have to again just like bring back, they have obviously toned down sculpting considerably from the days of DC Direct to what we're getting now. I mean, she's still obviously full in the figure, but she's not nearly the level of full in the figure that she used to be in earlier figure releases of her. The white looks quite good. I mean, I love the way they've painted the blue. The blue doesn't look at all like it bleeds to the white. I think the paint is done well. I mean, obviously down below here in the red belt, that looks good too. Long looking legs. I mean, that might contribute as well to why the figure is so much considerably taller than the Action Comics Superman. Come on. And she has really nice painted boots. I do like that they've added the little gold on the side, the little attentions to detail. Yeah, all in all though, it's a nice looking figure. Nice little additional panel lining added in there as well. I would imagine they probably couldn't get much mold mileage out of this. Powergirl probably has a very unique mold, not one that can really be copied over other than just getting the variant of her. Now, for the figure's articulation, going back to the head, Powergirl, because she does have a ball joint, allows for full head rotation. The head can look down, quite low in fact, looks up high up in the sky. You can also move the head back and forth as well. The arms easily rotate, no issues at all there. Even on the side that has the shoulders, you can't, I mean, it's not like it's going to get in the way at all. You can easily rotate the arm over there as well. A full successful T-pose right there. She has a swivel at the bicep. If I actually hold on to the shoulder, a swivel in the bicep, double hinge on the elbow. The hands also rotate all the way around with a hinge there as well. Powergirl does have, unfortunately, a limitation that you don't actually have this top of her torso here. This top of her torso here doesn't have a separate independent ball joint. So when you are rotating her, you're actually rotating everything as one piece down below by the waist. One thing, though, if they had added a joint right here, clearly it would have added a cut, and then you would have to put the cut right where, I mean, obviously it would just draw more attention to the fact of, obviously, the sculpting of the figure. Legs do split out. She has these splits going on there. You can take, obviously, the legs and move forward and back. I would say obviously. I mean, some people may not even know that. Swivel at the top of the thigh. You may obviously notice here as well, she has a double hinge in the knee, so you can bend it there that way. No swiveling in the boots. No, not at all. It's actually just a continuation for the calf. She does have, however, ankle pivots and ankle rocker. I will say, though, it does seem like she has awfully small feet. Now, being that she does have small feet and she has large torso, it does make for a little more of a stability issue when it comes to Powergirl standing on the shelf. It's almost as if the figure does need herself a display stand. And yes, in fact, yeah, she does. Comes included with a display stand. She has also, again, Streaky the Super Cat, the Wonder Cat. I think that's just fun, the fact that they actually took the time to include the cat. And that the cat, much like Powergirl, does have a real fabric cape. Still, the size, though, is one thing. I mean, obviously, if you just have her displayed on the shelf on her own, it's not so big of a deal. But if you choose, for example, like to display her along with the cousin, there's definitely a height difference really between the two. There's not really a lot of other Superman that are bigger than the one that we get here from Action Comics. There are a few. I think that the Reborn Superman, which I really probably should have brought in for the example, is a little bit taller, but I don't think he's still as tall as Powergirl. Powergirl, though, is a nice figure. I don't know if I need to really get the variant of her. I mean, obviously the variant makes use of a lot of the same molds that we're getting right now. I think just the basic version of Powergirl is more than enough for my collection space. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what the difference is between the regular and the variant of Powergirl, it basically boils down to a jacket and pants. Yeah, the variant has a red pleather jacket instead of having her bare legs here. She actually has a full pair like slacks. Oh, and also her belt. Instead of it being red like this one, it's actually more of a gold. Not enough of a change for me, and plus two, I'm more invested in the classic look to Powergirl. I think Streaky and the hands and the display stand are exactly the same between the two. There's not enough of a nudge, and especially for the price of what she's going for right now. I don't feel like I want to spend that same price, or maybe even more, to try to track down the variant when I'm perfectly content with the classic look of her. One added thing that I do certainly like is the fact that now all these figures seem to have fabric capes. Fabric capes, especially with wires built into them, man, it's a thing of beauty, especially when you can have it posed in such a way that it looks like the wind is blowing her. If you guys have had the chance to pick up Car, let me know down below in the comment section whether you've got the regular or the variant, or if maybe you were lucky enough to get both. Still, though, I don't know. Maybe if the price goes down low enough, I might just pick her up, just more on a whim than anything else. But if I don't, I'm not going to be disappointed that I passed. If you guys did enjoy this video, you can do it as certainly a solid by hitting a like. You guys want to stick around for more so? I hope so. Hit that subscribe, turn on that bell, and of course, come back. While we are wrapping up things right now for a classic Powergirl, there will be more videos coming your way, so making sure you're coming back with peepers peeled. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.